April 15th, 1989. A sunny Saturday in Sheffield, Liverpool fans traveled in droves to Hillsborough Stadium to watch their team face Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup semi-final. But at the end of the day, 97 would never return home. It became the worst disaster in English footballing history. The stadium was packed, but the design was flawed. Liverpool fans were funneled through narrow turnstiles into small standing pens surrounded by metal fences. There was no safe way out. With thousands still inside and kickoff approaching, police made a fatal decision. They opened a large exit gate to relieve pressure, but instead of redirecting the crowd, fans were allowed to flow unchecked into an already overcrowded central pens. Within minutes, chaos turned to catastrophe. Those at the front were crushed by the weight of the crowd behind them. Fans screamed for help. Some were pulled out. Most were trapped. 94 people died that day. 3 more later. The youngest was just 10 years old.
There was a gentleman on my arm, and he said, "You're choking me, and he just fell. Yeah. He just literally fell, and that was the last of him. It was. Do
you think you're quite sort of lucky to get out?
It must have been my lucky day today. Up there, someone's shining on me, but not them, unfortunately.
So whose fault was it?
I would blame the police for opening the doors.
But the tragedy didn't end there. Almost immediately, the police and the media spun a false story, blaming the victims. They claimed Liverpool fans were drunk, violent, and ticketless, that they broke in, that they caused the crush, and none of that was true. The South Yorkshire police altered nearly 200 witness statements, removing any criticism of their handling. Evidence disappeared, and for decades, the families were left to grieve in the shadows of lies.
And there was no organisation. The fence, they should have been brought up. People were trying to rip the fence up, and the police were trying to stop them.
And the police would not.
It was ridiculous. The police were not
pushing them back in.
Did you actually think at that stage the police thought it was a riot?
No, it was no riot.
No riot. The behaviour of the Liverpool fans is brilliant.
Not even a single punch was thrown.
The behaviour of the Liverpool fans was immaculate. It could have been a lot.
Twice from the toilets, as the police opened the gates twice, and there hundreds and hundreds and hundreds in twice. When I took my seat, 10 minutes later, the lad sat behind me and said he'd seen him again opening the gates and let people in without tickets. There was 10 people around me with the whole ticket. The whole ticket. What I want to know is why the police have done that.
Yeah.
They were warned after last season when we played them again. How the hell they let people that have a 17,000 average home game have that many tickets when we have a 40,000 home game? How they do that?
But the families did not stand down. They fought back for truth, for justice, year after year. They held vigils, demanded inquests, uncovered evidence the authorities tried to bury. In 2012, a government panel confirmed what the families had always known. The fans were not at blame. The disaster was caused by the police failures, poor planning, and unsafe stadium. In 2016, the official inquest ruled that the 97 victims were unlawfully killed, that the police were grossly negligent, and the fans were innocent. Hillsborough changed football forever. Standing terraces were replaced with all-seater stadiums, emergency access was overhauled, crowd monitoring improved, safety became priority number 1, because it had to be. 97 lives taken, not by violence, not by fate, but by failure. Failure of planning, of leadership, and of honesty. And in time, the truth came out. The verdicts changed, so did the stadiums. Football got safer, and accountability became harder to ignore.